At first I was afraid to eat the pizza pie. Kept thinking this is not a good, this is Level Cap Podcast, featuring all things level 99 games, pizza or otherwise.
I appreciate that, but I think if you don't get to the chorus, it doesn't count as an I Will Survive homage song reference.
Are you sure?
I think so. I think so.
Okay.
I think you could just actually go to the chorus. You don't even need to do the first part. Anyway, how were you made sick by a pizza pie yesterday? What happened?
No. So that's what I wanted to tell you before we started. There is a Filipino rock band, very popular rock band called Parokya ni Edgar, which translates to like Edgar's Parish or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a song called Pizza Pie or Pizza Pie, and it's just an entire song wherein it's I Will Survive. But they talk about how they first found out that pizza existed and how they collectively all lost their minds at how yummy pizza was compared to all the other food they've ever eaten. And
this sounds like one of those comedy bands.
Ironically, it's yes and no. It's not even a comedy band most of the time. It is actually just a legit rock band. And like that one song, actually they have an album that's like parody songs, but that one album is the only one. Everything else is kind of serious. It's kind of weird.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I know a couple bands like that. Like I listened to like Ed Guy, and they have like most of their songs are pretty serious, but then they have some really silly ones mixed in there.
Oh, it sounds reasonable.
Yeah.
So how are you, Brad? How are you on this fine New Mexico morning?
Oh, I'm doing well. It's a good morning. The sky is clear. The day is cool. It's going to be a good day out here. Time to get a lot of work done. Time to get started on well, not really started because we've been working on it for a while, but to really lay into BattleCON Unleashed.
Oh man,
start making our plans to get this thing out the door.
Yeah, I'm so excited to help with the playtesting for some of the characters that I actually know how to play. So yeah,
it's really good. It's and we actually made the playtest module public.
Oh yeah.
So you can see all the characters. You can see all the characters that are like future characters that didn't get into the stretch goals for this project. Those are all in there.
Yep.
So we there's a lot of reasons to download the playtest module if you're curious about the upcoming characters in BattleCON.
Yeah, and if you don't know where to get that, please check the description of this podcast for a link to our Discord server where you can easily gain access to the playtester module so long as you sign up for being a playtester, right?
Well, actually, we even made these public, so you don't even have to be a playtester anymore to get access to them.
You just have to join the Discord?
Yeah, you just have to join the Discord and get Tabletop Simulator, and you can play all of those.
Absolutely wonderful. So, Brad, aside from this, I want to ask you one very important question. What have you been doing?
Well, so I got back from my trip to Japan last week. Been running the end of the BattleCON Unleashed campaign. Recently, in real life, I've been playing the Mega Man X Legacy Collection.
Oh man.
Yeah. But I should probably. I'm only like a quarter of the way through Mega Man X1, which I did play a long time ago, but I want to go through the series again.
Of course.
What I should probably talk about is The Messenger, which I was playing recently.
What's The Messenger? Is this like the Metroidvania game?
So it's a game about a ninja, and it starts out like Ninja Gaiden,
And
and then about halfway through the game, you go to the future, and so this 8-bit game becomes a 16-bit game. And then after you go to the future, the game changes again and becomes like a Metroidvania with 2 worlds where you can travel back and forth between the worlds. So it's almost like a Link to the Past.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a really cool game with a lot of things going on. It's I would say it's something that you should play for the novelty of it. It's I don't know. I have mixed feelings about the depth of the combat. Like, I think I was certainly more engaged playing Celeste than I was playing this game.
I see.
But I really do like the the like two worlds aesthetic and the time shift aesthetic, and the humor of the game is really great.
Oh, it's a funny game. Does it take itself very seriously?
No, it's very funny.
Oh, okay.
They play the comedy pretty hard.
That's great.
Game. But yeah, I'd say it's worth checking out if you haven't taken a look at it yet. I did just throw some spoilers. I guess I probably should have warned about that.
Do you want me to put a spoiler warning before you say any of that?
Nah, it's okay. If you watch the trailer, you would know all that. So
I see. Okay,
it's not that much of a spoiler. If you play the game totally blind, you'll be surprised. But so anyway, if you want to check it out, we could actually have a more technical talk about it. But it's cool.
You know what we should really do for a game club?
Yeah,
Mega Man 11.
Oh, we should. I've got that. We should both play that.
I mean, I finished it already, so you're the one I'm waiting for. Yeah.
I'm not even beating the first boss. So.
Oh, okay. Well, we can figure it out later. We can talk about Mega Man 11 on a game club. I really want to talk about it. It's a very, very...
Okay, next week we'll talk about Mega Man 11. So stay tuned for that.
All right, everyone.
But in the meantime, we're outside Mega Man 11. Why don't you tell me what you've been playing, Marco?
So I've been playing a new game I found called Fell Seal Arbiter's Mark. Not a very catchy title, easily forgettable in my opinion, but the game is interesting by a long shot. I like it very much. For the longest time on PC, I have been looking for a game to basically scratch my Tactics Ogre itch, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I love Final Fantasy Tactics or Tactics Ogre or whatever, right? And anybody who's listened to the podcast knows that I love customization and I love like managing characters, making builds, and all of that. And Fell Seal Arbiter's Mark is basically that. It's basically a PC Final Fantasy Tactics game. The graphics, the sprite art is absolutely amazing. The character customization is cool. So here's the thing. They basically give you Final Fantasy Tactics with the ability to XCOM recruit and customize characters. So,
is there a permadeath like XCOM too?
I don't think there's permadeath, no. Maybe in like the harder difficulties, because I'm playing on like hard, but not like permadeath super hard, I think. So maybe there may be. I'm not sure. But yeah, the deal is that you can recruit people into your army at towns, and you can give them a starting class, and you can customize them from like a series of like options like head, face, armor, color scheme, and everything. And you can even change their name and all of that stuff. So you can bring all your friends into your army, and you can build all of them in special ways. It's fun. They're over like 25 something job classes. So
have you played the Disgaea series?
Oh yeah, definitely. I have played Disgaea. Is it Disgaea? I thought it was Disgaea.
I always thought it was Disgaea, but who knows? Same thing.
We
know what we're talking about.
I played 2. Is that the one with Asbel? Punchy guy.
Yes. Yeah, that's the one with the punchy guy.
Okay, punchy guy too. And punchy guy and gun demon girl, right? Like.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So I played that one. I haven't played any of the ones with Laharl in it. Ironically.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I love...
Only the first one has Laharl. Like, the others are...
Huh? Isn't he in 5?
Well, he shows up as a cameo in all of them.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But he's only the main character of the first one, I think.
Really? Isn't there one where he, like, turns into a girl, and that's not 1? Or is that 1?
Oh, that might be 3.
Yeah, and isn't he a main character in 3?
I don't know. 3 was a little forgettable for me.
Yeah, 2 was pretty memorable for me. I finished that game.
Yeah,
I loved it.
2 I think is probably the highlight of the series. But I'm actually more a fan of their other spin-off games like Phantom Brave and Makai Kingdom. Are 2 of my favorites.
I don't know the second one. I think I know Phantom Brave.
Both of those 2 in Makai Kingdom and Phantom Brave, they have they get rid of the grid, so they have free movement.
Oh,
and that creates some pretty interesting because they also have physics. So, like, you hit somebody and you actually can push them back an arbitrary amount of, like with an arbitrary amount of power. Makai Kingdom really took it up to 11 because they had buildings that you could summon and vehicles that you could summon and pilot. And the board was dynamic, so if you walked off the edge of the board, it would spawn another board.
That's awesome. Wow. Are these available on PC?
I don't know if Makai Kingdom... I know Phantom Brave is on PC. But I don't know if Makai Kingdom is on PC. It's one of the less loved titles, but I loved it.
Well, if Brad loves it, I might love it too. Who knows?
Yeah. That's the spirit.
All right, that's the spirit. All right, so that pretty much does it for what we've been doing. If you want to suggest any form of media, any form of games, or maybe even audiobooks, I don't know, that you want us to listen to, please tell us in the comment section down below, and you will get there as soon as possible. Makes me think I should probably listen to Lightbringer or something. Brad, I have a question for you. Because let's move on to the next segment, also known as The Pipeline, where we talk about Level 99 Games things and what comes in the future of Level 99 Games. This is a really bittersweet segment for me because we're making this podcast on the day, in my perspective, on the day that we just ended the BattleCON Unleashed Kickstarter. So,
yeah, it is kind of I guess I'd say like the end of an era for BattleCon. Right.
Yeah.
The game is finally. I mean, from my perspective, and maybe from your perspective, it's finally coming to a close. From the perspective of our fans, like we're gonna have releases out through 2020 and probably even maybe even some 2021 BattleCon releases. But from the perspective of us, we're finally like closing out the series, and so, yeah, it's a game that's really defined, I guess, both of our lives for like 5 years now.
Oh my gosh.
And it's, I'm less, I guess I'd say I'm less sad about it than I thought I'd be. I'm less broken up about it than I thought I'd be.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm really excited about the future. And I like BattleCon a lot, but I feel like we've done it right. We've done it completely.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to move to the next thing.
You got to know when to end something, right? Like at some point, it will all start going downhill. We just got to know, quit while we're ahead, right? Yeah.
And you can't make like BattleCon X until you come back and until you stop making the basic games for a while.
Yeah, definitely. BattleCon 2 comes back. BattleCon X, Surd, Revelator, Omega, and Knuckles.
Yeah, so look out for that in the future.
New game developed by Marco only.
We do have plans for more combat games in the future, though. So I think it is good to because we've now got Pixel Tactics and BattleCon and Exceed and Temporal Odyssey. That's a lot of heads-up fighting games, and it'll be good to to close a few of those out so that we can do more games like them but different in the future.
Oh yeah, like 99 Heroes or whatever, right?
Yeah, we talked a little bit at the end of yesterday's campaign about 99 Heroes, which is sort of the Smash Brothers to BattleCon's Street Fighter, and that's a game that we're currently in development and planning for 2020, or maybe a little bit sooner. We'll see how the development goes and how our schedule goes.
Oh, great!
But we have a lot of cool stuff planned. A lot of really neat games that are coming up. So, and of course, plenty more BattleCon because we've got like 30 characters planned to come out in the next with Unleashed and beyond.
BattleCon Online. BattleCon will never die, man. Like BattleCon Online.
Yeah, and BattleCon Online. Yeah, BattleCon will never really die, I think. But definitely we got some cool stuff planned for BattleCon Online coming up. And for everyone who backed the Kickstarter, those codes for the pledges for BattleCon Online will be going out very soon.
Ooh, I'm so excited. Can't wait for them Marms, for that Evil Hikaru's, sorry. Mimili, Evil Hikaru, all great stuff.
No, it's going to be good.
Oh my gosh. So Brad, I have a big question for you. Like, I mean, both of us aren't really as sad as we thought we'd be. Like when I made that video, the one I'm talking about, I was actually expecting to bawl my eyes out the entire time. But, like, I can't really say that, like, I was super sad because, I don't know. It's just like, there's just more. Like, BattleCon's not done yet.
Yeah. I guess I'd say it was sad not because that BattleCon's ending, but just because of, all the experiences we had with the game and realizing that, realizing how much it really was.
Yeah.
So and realizing that it's that just that time has passed, that we've spent a lot of time living with this game, can make you a bit nostalgic.
Definitely. I mean, it is the reason I got into board games to begin with. It was my first ever hobby board game. So, like, it means a lot to me. So what's the future for Level 99 games like, Brad? What's the future like?
Well, this future right now is looking like we're going to run Millennium Blades Collusion pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
And then 7th Cross.
Uh-huh.
And that'll happen probably early next year. 7th Cross.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Then, after that, we'll have more Indies games coming along. We're talking now about free companies. We're talking now about a game about the nations of Indians, which is not titled yet.
Nations of Indians. Come on, man. We did
Might
it.
be a little too on the nose.
Risk.
We're talking about new expansions for Argent.
Oh my gosh. Oh, so exciting, so exciting, so exciting. You know what I'm excited about?
What's that?
All the new kinds of content I can make once you release these games. Like, for example, just think about it. What if, once we get a stable version of 7th Cross, me, you, and a bunch of other office mates come together and we finish the entire game on stream?
That could be fun. That could take a while, but
that's the point, right? It would be
cool.
a weekly recurring thing, right? Oh, like watch our adventure as me, Brad, Laura, Chris, whatever. We all team up together and try to beat 7th Cross, our own game.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun.
It would be. Anyway, sorry for interrupting. I just got
no, they're good. I think that's all I had to say. Really, we got a couple other projects in the works that are further future. And we'll see where they pan out in the timeline.
I apologize, Brad. You didn't see it. But every time you mention the game Millennium Blades Collusion, a picture of Van Diesel pops up on the screen. So.
Oh gosh. Why would you inflict that on everyone?
Be very careful. Oh my gosh. Sorry.
Collusion.
Oh no. Every time you said the word collusion, it just zoomed closer and closer to the face. Like, that's what happened. Like, eerily.
I see. What about when you say collusion?
Oh, it zooms in even further. I think we're now just at the eye. Like.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. So I think that's better than seeing the entire thing, right? Like, just the eye is better than seeing the entirety of the thing. Yeah.
Just keep your eyes closed for this entire segment.
Future
Brad here, too late to help you, but keep your eyes closed for this segment.
We at Level 99 Games do apologize in advance for any nightmares that these images might cause.
Oh, man.
Oh, my gosh. All right. I'm really excited for all the stuff we get to do for Level 99 Games. I'm just excited to work more with you guys. I'm going to be a fish out of water for a bit because it's going to be like, if not BattleCon, then what?
Well, you got a lot of BattleCon, I think, to keep up with, too.
That's
like
true.
Like we were saying earlier. There's still a lot coming out. I mean, more than 20 new characters.
Oh my gosh.
That are going to need battle guides.
I'm dying. Well, not dying.
The work is not yet over.
What's that? Saturnight Chain Gang? How long can this go on?
Yeah, life story marker right there.
Oh my gosh. All right. So that pretty much does it for the pipeline segment where we talk about the future of Level 99 games. And in my opinion, it looks really bright and really Van Diesel. So we'll move on to our next segment, also known as the 99 Questions, where I take you and my friend Vin Diesel on a magical journey in a magical van where we all get conglomerated into the monstrosity that is called Answers Van Diesel. Brad, are you ready to answer some questions?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, question number 1. Brad, who is the physically strongest character in all of Indies?
It's a tough question. It would probably be the Dragon King Greyheart, just because he's like it'd be some kind of like god tier entity, for sure. Ariel's probably pretty close up there.
Malphase? I see.
Because she absorbs the strength of everyone she kills. She's killed a lot of really powerful people.
So if she kills Greyheart, she would become the strongest being.
She would, but you really can't kill a creature like that. Like he's kind of tied to the foundation of the world.
Can we talk about this?
If you killed him, it would destroy the world.
Can we talk about this? I like this concept. So, not many people might know this piece of lore, right? But Greyheart is the Dragon King, but he is not a dragon, right?
He is kind. I mean, he's like a god dragon thing. I don't know. It's a little more difficult to explain, but basically there are entities that are connected to the very existence of the world of Indians, and so he's one of these. So he's certainly more than just a dragon. Whether but he's not got some sort of different form or like physical appearance. He does just appear like a really huge dragon, but he has powers that are beyond just a racial template.
I see. So he's a I see. So he's a 5-star dragon, a shiny dragon, SSR dragon.
Yeah, he's a special fusion summon dragon.
Ah, perfect,
sure.
Perfect. All right, Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon is now my name for Greyheart. So I think this would be a very interesting question if I put a little twist on it, relative to their size.
Relative to size, to like physical size.
Physical size.
Well, I think that's still probably gonna. It's still probably great because dragons can shapeshift. So.
Oh, that's true.
That's not really a thing. So in terms of but there's a lot of power beyond just physical force. But in terms of physical force, yeah. Greyheart, he's sealed up, so the strongest person actually walking around on the ground is probably going to be Ariel, unless Wardlaw defeats her, in which case he'll become the strongest.
All right, because he basically has the same power as her. He has the powers of people.
They kind of have the same power, except Wardlaw is limited to bar fights for some strange reason.
So he can only do it. If they fight in a bar.
Yeah, he can only utilize the power if they're fighting in a bar.
Oh my gosh, sounds atrocious. Perfect for Wardlaw. Yeah, I think I have one question. Sorry, regarding dragon anatomy.
Yeah, go ahead.
When dragons are human, do they keep access to their enhanced physical strength in dragon mode? Could Marmalie lift an entire house? Because in Dragon Form, she could.
Yeah, Marmalie could blow your house down if she needed to.
No, I'm not with magic, right? Like she could just touch your house.
Just like physically. She weighs as much as she does in dragon form too.
Oh my god! So she's super dense. She would sink
probably.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. So basically, they so they defy all known laws of physics.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, it's magic.
Yeah,
this is a magical world.
That's fair. Dragons are basically godlike entities in Indians, right?
Kinda. They're certainly at the top of the food chain among all the animals and monsters in the world.
Who would be second?
What? Below dragons?
Yeah. I
mean, probably the titans, the monsters, things like
the giant kraken?
Yeah, or you have the elemental creatures, like Havoc. So the Axis is certainly up there.
Oh, so dragons are even stronger than the 4 disasters?
Probably not individually. It's a different thing. It's a really different thing because elementals don't really necessarily have physical strength. It's mostly magic because they're made of magic.
That's fair. I mean, they are magic.
This is getting too lore intense.
Sorry.
For our casual podcast.
Sorry, Brad. Let's move on then. Gosh. All right, let's move on. I know this information is probably out there somewhere, but I don't know where it would be. Are there any non-promo BattleCON fighters that you are never intending to add to BattleCON online? Or will they all get implemented eventually if the game is successful? More to the point then, when will I be able to play my girl Cherry?
There are some characters that we're just not intending to put online.
Gaspar.
Some for difficulty of programming, like Gaspar. Others just because we want to kind of define. We want to have tabletop exclusives too, the same way we have online exclusives. So now there's 60 tabletop exclusive characters. And while it won't always remain that way, there are a few that we want to keep to the tabletop.
Oh, can you give us a preview of who?
I mean, it's different. Thesala will probably not make it to the
online space. Yeah.
Yeah. I imagine that. Well, it's hard to say because we're still planning out the future lineup for BCO.
I see.
But, I can confirm that Cherry is planned for season 3.
Yes.
So we will see Cherry online. We have the technology.
We have the technology. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for Cherry, but at the same time, I dread it. You know?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
No, I know what you mean. Cherry's really not that bad. She's got one trick. During Ante, and
Yeah.
So yeah, there'll be a few extra clashes in that fight, but it's not like, I would say, she's not a character like Clive, where you have a million things going on that you can do.
Yeah.
That your opponent has to think about.
Or Thessala, for that matter, right?
Yeah, or Thessala, who has, tons of, like, those are the characters that are really. So Cherry's not really hard to play around. It's just that you have to play around her.
Yeah.
But she doesn't make it like that difficult. It's a simple play for anyone who's experienced with the game. It's a simple play to play around Cherry.
Yeah.
It's
just play hit confirm.
It's just that mind game.
Yeah. I think that's the thing. That's something that I realized earlier today. Actually, we were talking about like how people tend to dislike characters like Cherry, and at the end of the day, it all boils down to like, in a fighting game, how okay is it that the character warps the game in such a way that the other characters have to play differently? You know what I mean? Right? Like, at the end of the day, it's like, if to win a matchup, I require, for example, playing as Rukyuk. If playing as Rukyuk means I have to start playing melee attacks instead of abusing my range, is that still okay in terms of balance or game feel? Like, what do you think about that? Like, that's something I've always wondered, right? Like, to what degree should a character like stick to their guns, and to what degree is it okay that they have to deviate from it?
I think it's got to be a match by match basis. That a character can either play their primary strategy or play a counter to the opponent. And there's some characters that are really designed to play counters, and there's some characters that are really designed to play their own thing. So like Rook really wants to play his way, and if you force him to not play his way, he suffers. But alternatively, someone like Kadath can play pretty competently against anyone at any range. But if you ask him to just play his own way, he doesn't really know what to do.
You play a bunch of range 1 to 3 attacks. That's it.
Yeah, he's really more of a pure counter character.
Yeah, like Seth or Otavia, right?
Yeah, and Cherry's a bit like that too. But she's a counter character in a way that kind of she counters your primary strategy in such a hard way that you have to play a little differently, no matter who you are.
Yeah.
And but you still don't really. Her attacks are so weak. You still don't really play around her. Like you said, you just play good hit confirm, and then have a backup plan that's also good hit confirm, and you can do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's but I like it. I like it when a character makes you play a little bit differently, because then the game is not just let me do the memorized combos that I have.
Yeah.
The game becomes about truly outplaying your opponent.
Which I think is very good, right? Like, at the end of the day, like, that's why I said I was excited for and also dread Cherry. Because half of me is like, that's the exciting thing about BattleCon, right? Like, the Reeds and the Yomis and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
that's really what it's about.
The Rifflin player in me is like, no, we can't do this, no. Because, like...
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like,
because you won't be able to have full control of what bases you're buffing anymore.
Exactly. And not just that, right? But, like, I won't even have full control of which bases I get to use. So even if I play an attack and then it buffs, like, my strike, it's like, okay, you buffed your strike, but too bad you're not using it this beat anymore. Good luck. Like,
yeah, but then you can use it next beat. It's not like it disappears. So you could actually start stacking buffs pretty hard.
Yeah, so that's
you
what's
could
cool,
buff strike
right?
3 or 4 times in a row.
Yeah, that's what's cool, right? Like, I'm forced to play Rifflem differently, but in that matchup, like, that difference makes it interesting. Right? Like,
yeah,
it's very rare.
It's a thing you can use.
Yes, exactly. It's very rare that I'm able to constantly clash my buffed bases back into my hand and use them immediately afterwards. But Cherry makes that easy. So I could abuse that, right? And, like, play my really good base and force Cherry to clash it out. I dodge, and then next beat I hit her with a double buffed base. Like, super good. Super... I don't know, man. It's like... oh, no, I'm going on a BattleCon rant. I have to stop.
Save it for battle guides, yeah.
Yeah, save it for battle guides. All right, last question, Brad. Are you ready?
Yep.
What is the greatest of the BattleCon memes? Oh.
I think it's probably, I mean, the Kickstarter has proved to us anything. It's probably a 50-50 between the Cadenzlings and the Burgundy cosplayers. It's somewhere between those two. I don't know that I can really decide which one of those it's gonna be.
Mm-mm. Oh my gosh, it's so close, right? I think Cadenzlings might eke it out a little bit, but Burgundy cosplay is now the newest meme, right? It's like easy, cheap, and accurate. It's always 100% accurate to do a Burgundy cosplay, but
easy, cheesy,
great.
Accurate.
In my opinion, I guess I'm gonna like pander a bit to the Discord audience. Man, we have a lot of memes. We have a lot of memes in the Discord. Is it Tyrannican tactics? Is it everyone is a brawler? Is it
Brawler might be the true classic of BattleCon memes.
The true classic, or is it not
started by Marco?
Everyone's a brawler, Brad. Oh my gosh.
Well, yeah, in a brawling game, everyone's a brawler.
See, he accepted it, everyone. Listen, it's canon. Everyone is a brawler. Stop.
That's like saying everyone's a fighter, though. I mean, it's like, or like everyone's a character. Like, yeah, but yeah. Well, that's one reason we changed the. I don't know if you
like experts.
All of you guys have seen
mages,
the.
right?
Yeah, we changed the tiers so that they're not such quite defined archetypes. Like, yeah, so you have like your tacticians, disruptors, tinkers, mages, experts. Because really, like, we found like heavyweight and brawler and specialist are not really accurate ways to describe a lot of these characters. Mm-hmm. Like, you'd say Runica's a brawler, but she really is, and like Joel's a brawler, but they really are a different kind of thing than Hikaru, right? Like, these are characters that build and control a lot of effects and are really about managing their subgame in a way that Hikaru is really just about punching people hard.
Yeah.
So, you know, he's more of a disruptor where he wants to go faster and hit you. Whereas a character like Runica, we'd call like a tinkerer, is a character that wants to control all their effects and build up to their full power.
Yeah.
You know, and that's I think that's a better descriptor of their playstyle than, you know, whether they're a brawler or heavyweight.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, right, like, this is what I find very interesting about the new class system. It's because of the fact that the old class system was basically boiled down to which stats do they have, right? Like, because that's basically all it is. Like, if you have generally okay in everything, you're a brawler, right? If you have a lot of defense, you're a juggernaut or heavy. And, if you have a lot of control-y effects, you're probably a specialist tactician, blah, blah, blah. I feel like this focus on everyone's gameplay is much more awesome, in my opinion, because that means that we can put characters like Kadath and Klinhide in the same category. And though they have dissimilar stats, right? Like they basically don't look alike in terms of stats. You understand that even if Kadath is what you would call a control character, and that Klinhide is what you would call a quote-unquote rushdown character or aggro character, they still play the same, right? Like, they have a certain similar game plan, which is to abuse the opponent's weakness and use those windows of mix-up opportunities to cash out. Usually, Kadath cashes out by just keeping you in the mix-up forever, and Klinhide cashes out by, not just keeping you in the mix-up forever, but, dealing 7 damage to you with, 7 toxins, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so,
So, and it's a little more, it's a much more useful way to talk about their, the playstyle you want to play. Because, when you say, well, what kind of character do you want to play? These 6 classes give you a little more leeway in understanding what you like in a fighter. You know what?
We should talk about the 6 classes at some point. Does anybody want to listen to that? Right? Let's have clear, defined definitions of each of these classes so that we can stop calling everyone brawlers. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So at the end of it all, I think the greatest BattleCon meme, in my opinion, that isn't me, because that's a problem, right? A lot of BattleCon memes are just me.
I've ascended. I've become the meme.
I've become the meme. Yes.
No, Marco, the meme was in you all along.
My favorite meme, in my opinion, is the Tyrankin tactic. I always love it when memes are named after people. So the Tyrankin tactic is my favorite meme. I'm not sure if it's the greatest. It's the greatest in the sense that if you ever see it happen, you will never forget the Tyrankin tactic. It is absolutely...
What is this? I haven't heard this one yet.
All right, Brad, here's the Tyrankin tactic, also known as the Daniel Zyger. The Daniel Zyger. So Daniel is very much known to be a very read-based player, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here's what Daniel does. Every beat, he basically thinks, how do I clash my opponent's attack? Because that's basically all the games. All of his games are like that. But the problem is he stops there. He just wonders how to clash the attack. He never stops to wonder whether or not doing so is a good idea. So
whether I should just beat it on the first round or
yeah, exactly.
whether I should actually clash it.
Exactly.
Okay.
So here, the Tyrankin tactic is literally being a god reader, being able to clash the most improbable thing in the world, and then subsequently just immediately losing the beat because you figured out, oh wait, I clashed it, but then none of my attacks hit anymore.
Oh man.
It's glorious every time it happens, therefore making it the greatest meme for BattleCon, in my opinion, because if you see it live, it's absolutely amazing every time.
Okay, I'll watch out for this in the future.
Yeah, you should watch Tyrankin streams. He streams, by the way, so there will never be a lack of Tyrankin tactics in the world. So, Brad, as much as I would like to keep ranting about Tyrankin tactics, memes, and whatnot, let's end this episode of the Level Cap Podcast so that we can move on with our lives.
All right. Sounds good. Well, it's been great to talk to you, Marco. It's been great to do another podcast. I feel like it's been so long.
Yeah, it has
been.
So
long indeed.
So long. It's like a home, a house is not a home. I forgot the lyrics.
I guess one of these is gonna have to be a musical at some point.
Musical of Indians, Brad. Musical party game of Indians. Let's go. Let's do it. Musical Indians chairs. All right.
We'll see.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Level Cap Podcast. As usual, that's been me, your host, Marco DeSantos, also known as that one Asian guy, also known as the man of many musicals. And with me has been my awesome, amazing, magaling, and great co-host,
Brad Salman.
All right. Thank you so much for listening. If you like this episode of the Level Cap Podcast, please share it with a friend. If you hated it, share it with an enemy. Don't forget your special action, and thank you, World of Indians. Thank you, and good night.
And as always, happy gaming.